It's time for the shop report with
Barbershop J.
What up, sports fans? Welcome to Shop Report. I'm Barbershop J. I'll be your host for the day. Here's what's happening. Of course, we want to remind you the Shop Report is brought to you by Rocket Digital Media. It's the one-stop shop for all your digital marketing needs. You can look them up on Facebook at RDM Detroit, 1D2E Detroit, or you can slide on over to the website, rocketdigital.net. That's ROCKIT digital.net. And make sure when you're there, while you're there, you tell them the BSJ sent you. And for my folk out there in TV land, you want to leave your questions or comments during today's program, by all means, please do so, and we'll throw it up on the screen. And if y'all know what's coming next, if you're one of them folks that want to leave a question or comment that's indignant or ignorant in nature, won't be seen on this screen. Matter of fact, here's what you'll get.
Anybody got time for that?
That's right. With that being said, joining me on the program today is my cat from the NYC, aka, oh, he got a new graphic. Oh, Rucker Park. Oh, yeah, brother Rich, what's happening? You got to show them palms.
I'm good, but I'm not as good as you. I know the Cowboy season has started. I know y'all lost the first game.
You're getting better. That was 1 minute and 10 seconds. You're getting there. You gonna hit the mark, brother Rich. You got to keep it up, man. You know what I'm saying? You get an A for effort. And on the other side of the ledger, we got my man from up north, Joey James, aka Double J. Tell people what to say.
That's right. And for those that are new, MK Ultra was introduced in the 1970s by the United States government.
Facts.
Agent Orange too, huh?
Facts.
I'm just saying. Anyway, let's start the show. Up first, or should I say our first item on the menu is what he said. Now, I apologize to the viewers out there or the folks that was on the social media sites that saw me put the post up. I did not put what he said in the hashtags or whatnot because I was going to put it all together as one. But once we got here or prior to getting here live with you all, I decided to just break it up into two. So what he said is up first. And the subject of today's what he said is none other than Patriots owner Robert Kraft. And what he had to say, obviously, the last time we met, we've been talking about Deshaun Watson in this situation. I do want to point out he did, Deshaun Watson, apologize formally prior to the Browns preseason win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. But this is what Robert Kraft had to say. And listen, some people say it's not true. Some people say it's Photoshop. You know, that kind of deal is made up. I don't know. I looked up a few things and I saw where he had said it. Okay, so I'm just going to put it out here. If it's true, if it's true. If it's not, it's not. But if it's not true, I'm not surprised if it is true because it should be. Get what I'm trying to say there? I don't either. This is what he said on Deshaun Watson getting 6 games, Robert Kraft. The independent arbitrator coming back with only a 6-game suspension is frankly an embarrassment for the entire league. Now, that's the first portion. He goes on to say, Mr. Kraft, he said he was disgusted. I mean, you know me, Brother Rich. I'm a choice of words kind of person. Right. I'm disgusted that he used the word disgusted. He was disgusted, Kraft is or was, for Watson receiving the same punishment as Tom Brady did for Deflategate. Brother Rich, you want to weigh in on that while Double J sip on the Lucian?
Well, you know, I'll say this. I'm going to say this because I, like you, I saw it on Twitter as well. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of reports that say it's not true. Now, here's why, whether it's true or not, it's true. It's true because we know that in this society, somebody like Robert Kraft and the NFL themselves are really actually saying exactly that. How do we know that? Because they're prosecuting Deshaun Watson as though he has been tried and convicted in some court of law, as opposed to circumstances which amount to what's called in the court of law circumstantial evidence. Now, he has admitted that he didn't He apologizes that if the women were offended, he apologizes to them. So he's acknowledged some wrong. Let's say that. Now, is the wrong that he's acknowledged worthy of the kind of contempt and the vitriol that's being poured out at him? And the answer is absolutely not. Not when you consider, again, we'll rehash this. We've done it already. So here's why it's true. Because Mr. Kraft himself is guilty of malfeasance and violation of law and caught up in a sting in Florida. We've gone over that before. The owner of the Washington Commanders, they are called, as they're called now, that had an offensive name for the longest time, where he himself said he would never change the name, even though it offended a whole segment of the founding family of America, the first family of America, the indigenous or Native American, whatever you want to call them, population. He didn't care that they were offended, and they would ask and plead and beg and protest year in and year out and over every season that something should be done about that. And the NFL didn't care about that. The NFL doesn't care about when there are real violations of the law going on among the white fairer skinned members of the league. Here's a football player. We don't even know his name. I believe it was 2 seasons ago. He beat his black girlfriend or beat her up so terrible.
I think it was the Seahawks offensive lineman or something like that.
And called her all kind of racial names. But we don't even know this young man's name. He's nowhere to be found.
Exactly. Because it was a blip on the radar.
Absolute fact. The quarterback from Pittsburgh, no knock against the Steelers. I know you happen to be a Steelers fan and a Cowboys fan, but no knock against them. The fact is that the quarterback of that team was alleged to have been involved in some malfeasance himself. He's allowed to retire with all kind of platitudes from the league. Nobody says anything. So come on now, this is hypocrisy on a grand scale, but it's nothing new for the NFL. Nothing new.
Yeah, it's not nothing new, but what is, I believe, a little bit eye-opening in this instance is this hypocrisy then got to a point where the pot then boiled over. You know what I'm saying? Now it's spilling all over the stove and on the floor. Double J, before you weigh in, let me read these 2 comments. We got one from Doc. I'm glad you could weigh in, Doc. He's saying, if this is true, after all the BS he was accused of, he got some darn nerve opening up his mouth about Watson. I'm disgusted. I'm glad the word choice. Yeah, I am too. I'm disgusted with the way his situation played out. And we got another one here. Let's see who we got. Oh, this is Doc again. Doc is saying he got off with a slap on the wrist. Kraft should have been the last person to comment on the Watson situation. Absolutely. But that's that entitlement too, though, part of that. But here's why I say I don't know if the story is true, but it's true. I told you all on more than one occasion, I don't watch the national networks no more. I haven't for quite some time, because my thing is if I'm going to spend my time, whether it's engagement in conversation or viewing something, I have to have gotten something out of it. When I watch sporting events now, what I get out of it in that instance is to have subject matter for us to discuss the way we discuss things. See, that's getting something out of it. I can't sit down with pen and pad with them shows no more. So that's a waste of time. And I'm too old to be wasting my time.
Right.
But I tuned in a couple of days ago just to see if I would hear them discussing what I'm getting ready to read to you all. So bear with me. This whole idea, now this was about a year ago, this NFL and this whole race norming thing, when because some cases now with the race norming thing now, they don't discuss that. Okay, but let Terrell Owens be a malfeasance in the locker room and whatever in their opinion. You get what I'm trying to tell you? Right. That take up the whole hour of the hour and 5-minute program, or this Deshaun Watson thing. You get what I mean? In other words, it's this thing is what do they call it? What do I want to say? Selective, so to speak.
Oh, very selective.
You get what I'm trying to tell you? So to paint that narrative, hundreds of black former NFL players get awards after the end of race norming. Did you all see that on your local news? Did you all see that anywhere? Did you all see that anywhere? Did you hear Stephen A. or Skip Bayless or Shannon Sharp or any one of them? Pick a talk show, Fox Sports 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Did you hear anybody talking about this whole deal and about race norming? Did you hear anybody talk about that? Obviously not. Oh, look who we got joining the show today. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow. We got, hold on, where you go? Oh, all right. Oh.
What's happening?
Oh, man. You got that T-shirt on again? Man, I thought I told you.
It's a bigger shirt.
Oh, okay, got you. All right, good. Okay, anyway, let me read this to you right quick. We're talking about what Robert Kraft said about Deshaun Watson. TJ, did you hear that?
What did he say? They called him predatory.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it again since you're not just now joining us right quick, and then I'm gonna read this article. Robert Kraft said on Watson's 6-game suspension, the independent arbitrator coming back with only a 6-game suspension is frankly an embarrassment for the entire league. Then goes on to say he was disgusted for Watson receiving the same punishment as Tom Brady did for Deflategate. So I just got done, and me and Brother Rich both kind of weighed in saying we don't know if this is true, but it is true. And here's again why I'm saying it's true. More than 300 black former NFL players originally denied payments from the league's massive concussion settlement now qualify for money or league-funded medical treatment, according to a report filed in federal court Thursday, following the elimination of controversial race norming from the settlement. Okay. The report, produced by the law firm that handles claims for the NFL, summarized the initial impact of last year's removal of race norming from the cognitive tests players must take to determine if they qualify for the settlement awards. That brings to mind this Kyler Murray and got to do homework. Oh yeah, but they quickly got rid of that, didn't they? Yeah, okay. Excuse me. The use of race norming in the NFL concussion settlement first came to light in a lawsuit filed by 2 former players in 2020. And while the league and the lead lawyer for players in the case initially disputed allegations of racial bias, imagine that, both sides eventually agreed to modify the case's testing protocol to make it race neutral. And here's the most interesting part of the article to me. Out of the 646 black former players who had their test results rescored using the new system, 61 qualified for new or increased settlement payments, according to the report. Only 61? Out of 646, only 61? Another 246 former players qualified for a pre-dementia diagnosis, the report showed, which will earn them NFL-funded medical treatment, but no monies. Okay. Most of those players are expected to eventually qualify for settlement payments ranging from more than $25,000 to more than $5 million, depending on factors including age and length of NFL career. The NFL and Brad Karp, the league's lead attorney on the concussion settlement, did not reply to requests for comment this past Friday. In a statement, Chris Seeger, lead lawyer for the players in the settlement, hailed the changes to the test scoring protocol as well as the broader settlement. He said, our focus in implementing this rescoring process has been to provide more retired players and their families with critical benefits, increase their access to information, and ensure greater equity and transparency going forward. With the settlement just crossing $1 billion in approved claims, we believe it will continue to be a lifetime for former NFL players for the decades to come. And here's the really nail in the coffin, so to speak. Race norming is a controversial, for all you all who didn't know, is a controversial practice that assumes. Does it assume? If it was implemented, then that's not an assumption. It assumes black people perform worse on many common tests of cognition. It originated in the late 1990s, devised by doctors aiming to prevent the misdiagnosis of brain injury or disease in otherwise healthy people from underprivileged backgrounds. When cognitive test scores are race normed, they are essentially curved using software or calculations that take into account a person's race. Other demographic factors are also commonly considered when curving cognitive test scores, such as age, gender, and education level. Double J, what do you say to Kraft and this little bit of information I just read here?
Well, again,
yeah, they got a history, right? They got a history.
Yeah, so just the first portion of that, true or not, I'm going to go on a limb and say it's not true. Just given the fact that he himself he's on tape somewhere with getting a happy ending. Call it for what it is. And so at a brothel. So there you go. So I don't think and the whole world knows it. So unlike any of the other guys, I think he would have shut up about it. But as it pertains to race norming, and specifically to the how they approached CTE, what continues to get interesting about it is that there's only so much. Again, it's something that's relatively new. Remember, this was denounced by the league for until they couldn't. And then now that it's in front of them, and it's going to continue to be an issue moving forward. Now that you take race norming out of the equation, that's why we're seeing the results that we are as it pertains to payments or getting healthcare treatments. My question is, where's someone like Aaron Hernandez fit in that? Because again, post-mortem, it was determined that his brain was just, in other words, it was disgusting.
Yeah, Junior Seau's too.
Right. So where is, there, for those that are unfamiliar, one of the big things in his case, because he appealed it. So again, when you appeal anything, technically the original result is non-existent. So when he wrote on the wall what he did and then took his own life, it was intentional to make sure that the payment that was owed from Bob Kraft's Patriots in regards to that last check would go to his daughter. And so believe it or not, it was him doing what he knew was the only plausible thing in order to protect her, with the exception of now, which now opens the door. Regardless of how you feel about the actions that he had taken, because again, this is where, what is the norm, a thesis around public perception with CTE? Does it make the actions of one forgivable, given the fact of what it can do in varying degrees, which we've seen common people turn into absolute monsters? So,
man, but the public don't care about that part of it. They really don't. They so geared up to see football and car crashes and stuff every week. Rubbernecking is what stops, causes traffic jams. You get what I'm trying to tell you?
And that's another. Since you're bringing it up, yeah, Kurt Busch, as an example, has been out for about the last month now due to concussions. So we have, is this something that is much more widespread? That
absolutely,
of course. It's anytime you're involved in a sport and competitive sports. TJ, oh my gosh, you look like a llama right there. You tired? Oh my gosh, man.
Where I'm going with this
is around, man.
He in his dad's backyard is playing. They're having a birthday party in the dad's backyard. He in Brentwood in the backyard.
Well, he was out in Lake Erie a little earlier.
He probably is. They at the house in Akron.
Hold your, I can tell. Yeah,
that August song get to you, especially with a little Lucia. Yeah.
Hold that thought, Double J. Oh well, y'all should know that, right?
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy.
Do your dance. Now y'all sharing Lucia. TJ, what say you? Hold your thought, Double J. Let me get TJ's thoughts on that too. What you say to Robert Kraft's comments?
Yo, so I'm only gonna be on here one segment because as y'all can see, I'm in the backyard with the kids and I gotta watch this dude. Stop.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, I had a question for y'all. Like, why did it ever even come down to race? How did race get into it? Because of the test? Or?
No. The reason why I read the article was not from a literal standpoint, just to say what Robert Kraft said allegedly. Nobody knows if he actually made those comments or not. So I was saying true and putting it in quotation marks. But I read that article on race norming to point out in a figurative sense that race has always been an issue with the NFL, or synonymous with the NFL, when the NFL tries to play as if though it's not.
Well, how did they? I'm saying, how
explain
did they
them why that rule's there?
Why? What rule is where?
Well, with the more recent rule change in 2020, where they took the race norming, that he's not understanding that part. He didn't know it existed.
Oh, you didn't know the race norming
Most
existed?
people don't know
guest,
race
though.
norming exists in the NFL. Most
Yeah,
people don't know
exactly.
that. That's why you're talking about that.
We got a
The
special guest.
ESPN
Hey.
is not going to talk about that.
How you doing?
How are you?
All right
Hey.
now.
Girls in the shop.
Huh?
It's girls in the shop.
Oh, is it? Yes, it is. Absolutely. The beauty shop. That's right. That's right. Shout out to all the ladies at the beauty shop. But I mean, if I took my hat off, you will understand why. I mean, I can't do extensions. Ain't nothing I can do about that. But yes, it is ladies in the shop. D-Runk said it don't make the actions. It don't make the actions forgivable, but it does make them explainable. I'm not.
All right, bye.
All right, have a good one. We're glad you y'all appreciate you for joining us. You got to break that down for me, D-Runk. Yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah, you got to break that down.
Well, I think what he's saying is that as we were talking about Aaron Hernandez earlier, it doesn't make it forgivable, but it makes you understand.
Okay,
wait a minute.
You understand, right?
Again, remember we've talked about that on this program more than one occasion. You're asking, and we're asking for entertainment purposes that these young men run out every weekend and run themselves at the highest top speed that they can develop their physical entities and run into each other for sport, for entertainment, where people have been crippled playing football. People get regular. It's regular that you're injured and you have broken bones. But what's happening with the head now of these people? And some of them are playing football when I don't know how old you are when you start playing pee-wee. And then they're playing this, and there's tackle football all along the way. What kind of concussions have they had? Remember, the NFL just even started having what's called a concussion protocol just a few years ago.
Doc said he's going to do hair play. That's disrespectful, Doc.
High school got concussion protocol?
That's a good question.
They may have it.
Yes, they do now. They do now. That I can say at
now.
least from 2005 and on. That there were, and it got, the more that CTE took over, it became visible, the more that rule changes came, like with flag football being until a certain age. But this is my point about, this is a larger systemic issue.
We kind of are D-Runk talking about CTE, but we was just throwing in Kraft and the whole idea, the common denominator between the two is race. You know, and whether or not if it's an issue in the NFL. Some people try to act as if though it's not. And I would just bring the two together to say that it is.
But let's stay with that you just mentioned, Barbershop. Tie that right into Deshaun Watson. Understand that when you're using language like predatory, his behavior is, you're really leaning on what you see as race norming as the league, because the league thinks that the black athlete is dumber and bigger and slower, and he's really a borderline animal anyway, and we're really just civilizing them. So it's okay if they run out there and damage one another. So that's why you use language like predatory.
Rick,
yes.
Do y'all think that they just trying to have Watson? They want to prolong his case while they take care of business with the owners and stuff with their cases?
They've had years for that. But so TJ, something you may have not known is that race norming was built into the tests. So within the cognitive tests that were taken by NFL players, regardless, separate from this dementia stuff.
It's coming back, bro.
But with the dementia stuff specifically, they just got the curve of the test off from race as well, which is now opening the door for more people to get benefits that are CTE related.
Yeah, so in other words, you can't use that as a factor.
They were using it twice. They were using it when you came into the league, and then they were using it when you left the league and said, hey, I'm having cognitive issues, and they were trying to hold it against them that you simply weren't bright when you got here.
Absolute fact.
That's
racism. Now remember, this is a league that just a few years ago, it was revealed by the players. They would ask black athletes, so is your mother a prostitute? Did your father sell drugs? These kind of ridiculous questions, these assumptions that are made about the black football player.
Yeah. But you know what, Brother Rich? I forget what kind of, it's not the Wonderlic. Well, I guess in their case, it's the Wonderlic.
One of them. That's one of them.
Yeah, but it's another test because it's sort of kind of like a test I took for a job one time. And they asked me, and one of the questions on the test was, do you play pick up the handkerchief with your mother?
What?
Yes.
Hey, but man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm slapping somebody in these interviews.
Hey,
Well, but that's what they want you to do.
Yeah, but
right? They want to see
exactly.
Can that bait you?
I won't get those
Exactly.
jobs.
But it's a cognitive test. I forget the name of it. But see, here's the thing,
they used to have the Wonderlic.
But here's the thing. The questions on the test, no offense to anybody, because I know it used to be a widespread test, and I don't know why the name of it is escaping me right now. Yeah, I do. It's that transmission I be talking about. But anyway, I'm so grateful to have been well-read when I was raised. My mother's a teacher. And my grandfather, I talk about his euphemisms and
not your
little pearls.
grandfather's by the way.
No, you just got to get a button. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm saying? Next time wear a shirt with buttons, then maybe you might not get no buttons. But when I'm going through the test, I'm looking at it. Matter of fact, it's when I was incarcerated. That's what it was. And they gave all of us, that look like me, the test. I'm laughing at it because the level of intelligence
they gave a bunch of Uncle Ben's the test, the bags of rice.
Oh, hell no. This is the disrespect I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Do something with your hairline. But I'm looking at the questions that they're asking, and I peep what they're doing because some of the questions are repetitive, but they ask it in a different way. And it's about 300 or 400 questions, and none of them make sense. You understand me? Or almost like when you're going for a job and they ask you, what would you do if you caught one of your one of the employees stealing? What would you do? How are you supposed to answer that?
Yeah.
Y'all come tell the boss. You get what I'm trying to say? But at the end of the day, we all know, hey man, I'm not telling nobody doing nothing. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Hey,
that's your job. Don't ask me to do your job.
Representative of the United States Postal Service. Now answer these questions right, man. Don't be up in front.
So that's basically and that's the gist of it right there. Hold on, we got a couple more questions we got to get to. Comments we got to get to here. But let me go back to D-Runk's comments. He said, I heard many NFL players say they don't care about the risk. They trying to feed their family.
That's exactly what they say.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely
what
they
I say too. Just be
but
honest.
But Doc weighing in, he said, but ask yourself, what would the league be without the black man? What would any sport? Well,
what would this country be?
Yeah. Hello.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Oh, and I'm just telling y'all, that's a rare moment for Double J to get that kind of button. I'm just saying, because him
for
and
that
Brother
matter,
Rich,
what would the world be without the black man?
Okay,
put it.
What you thought you just gonna get? Thought you was gonna get a button? Okay, I'll give you a button. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
That's the first time I got one of those.
I know it's gonna be the last time too.
My goodness! And anybody keep count on how long that took?
Yeah,
I've been on here 4 months.
He said, "Dan, you said Deshaun Watson. We talking CTE. Do he got CTE? Is that why he did what he did?" Hey,
nobody would know. That's the most interesting part. No one would actually know.
Hey, I don't know. Yeah, I remember when they exposed those interview questions. Yeah.
Thank you.
He said, my bad on the Deshaun question. I forgot no cursing. No, it's all good, man. I mean, you know how it is. I'm pretty sure it's a barbershop wherever you go. Because at the end of the day, that's what go down in the shop, man. You know what I mean? When you come in, it's hard hitting. It's like street ball. Sometimes things get a little, animated. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I appreciate you trying to be respectful of
look at that.
How we try to do things. Show my boy TJ some love. Okay, that's it, Doc. That's it, Doc. It's time for your break. It's time for your break already. You ain't even on here 10 minutes.
Hey, listen, man, my fans, they out here for me, man. They in the trenches for me. Hey, and I'm surprised. Hold on, and I'm surprised Rich even showed his face. He been gone for 2 months.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Intro.
Oh
baby.
my gosh. Yeah. No,
that's actually a very nice intro.
Yeah, it is actually pretty cool. I ain't gonna even lie.
I don't know. I think Bro Riches takes the cake, at least for me. TJ, have you seen that?
Yeah, because of the palm trees.
Oh yeah.
It's the palm trees. I'm trying
He's
to tell
got
you.
David Stern wearing the Terror Squad chain and everything.
Oh boy. Okay,
at Rucker Park.
All right, settle down.
I'm gonna have to travel a little more. I need to catch up. I gotta get I gotta get my passport to catch up with Bro Rich.
You gotta stop living in Akron and just hanging out by the mansion, just taking care of your uncle business.
Yeah, man.
Uncle Maverick.
You got me messed up.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, man, whether Kraft said it or did not say it, it's the types of things that are being said. I would not be surprised at all. All right, TJ, we appreciate you.
All right,
man.
TJ.
You have to stop by right quick. It's all to the good. Holla. Yeah, man. So, this whole thing, man. I'm glad the young man, accountability. He apologized. It's all good, but we're not gonna hit the end of this, because there was some hecklers in Jacksonville that was giving him the business, and there's some folks here in Cleveland that's really, really giving him the business. I'm not going to even I can't even begin to tell you what's being said. I say no cussing on this program. I'd have to end the show right now. I'm just telling you the truth. And this not even folks that out and about. These folks I work with, they in the locker room. They don't think you over sitting on the other side of the locker, and I'm sitting there listening to them. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But yeah, they be on the flip side, they be quick to turn around and talk about integrity and morals and scruples and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I wish you'd make up my mind. But anyway, we'll keep going with this story as it continues. Hold on, we got one more comment here rolling in. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is Doc weighing in again. He said it's crazy because that wouldn't happen to a white man. Well, yeah, hello. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But yeah, we will continue to discuss this thing as it continues.
So I want to point out as a whole, because I think many in society forget this, that if you go back to the days of the gladiators in Rome, right, that those first and foremost, everybody thinks that they died, so only about 10% of them actually were killed, so many thumbs up versus downs. Additionally, they were glorified, no different than today's athletes. It really set a precedent similarly to actors. However, to the elites themselves, those were the lowest forms of, those were the worst outside of prostitution. Literally, those were the worst careers that you could have, which was being front facing in the public. And so when you look at what's going on today, there is a lot of parallels that can be drawn as it pertains to what these folks are doing and how they're being perceived, and why the general public keeps them in the spotlight and not those that are above them.
This is why, in part, I stopped having discussions with people who are conditioned to only see what an athlete makes and whether or not if he's worth it, whether how often he can't stay on the field and all that. I said, man, that's all you see? When we put up the graph, what was it, last week or week before last, about what the owners make?
Facts.
I'm not about to sit here and focus on a dude that's crashing into people for his occupation. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? And talk about how much money he getting or how much money he ain't getting, and then got the nerve to say whether or not if he worth it, when we over here don't never discuss whether or not if the guy who able to give it to him, what he should be. What we talk, why we not talking about him? Why we not talking about him, man? You know what I mean? I'm done. I don't discuss people who have a Pavlovian thought process or mindset when it comes to professional athletes, sports, period. And I'm still miffed, if I could say it that way, about the way they tried to play Josh Cribbs. The media here, the sports writers, we're talking about the NFL because the country is in a recession, but the NFL ain't never in a recession.
Right.
You understand?
Not when one franchise is worth $7.6 billion. I know it's your team, but that's ridiculous. That's
ridiculous. Exactly, it is. But these writers, because people go off of, they hang on every word that they say. What do that say about your audience, really, to tell you the truth? I can feed you anything. You know what I'm trying to tell you? The dumb down is in full effect, is what I say. And they tried to make it seem as if though Josh Cribbs was not worth whatever he was asking for. And at the time, what he was asking for is pittance, especially being the fact that he was undrafted. He was undrafted. You understand? So he had to earn a bit. So by the time he got to asking for some dough, yeah, he was the only reason why you went down there and seen the Browns dough. You know what I'm trying to tell you? And then the sports writers who prior to that, they spoke so lovingly and so glaringly and so about him. But when he said, hey, I got folks I need to feed, and literally he had folks he needed to feed, them writers got in there, man. They say the pen is mightier than the sword. And I'm sitting here reading between the lines. And because I had sat with them on these panels on Leslie's talk show, I went to him. I said, man, I seriously? You're going to try to say because the country's in a recession that he really ain't really worth that right now? Because the NFL, I said, if the NFL made $11 billion the year before and they making $7 billion in the recession, you're still in the green. Pay that man. And for y'all to be talking about how much y'all love him, but now he asking for some dough. Now you want to, man, I said, miss me. Get out of here. Miss me with that. Miss me with that garbage, man. Hold on. We got a couple more comments. D-Runk say, A lot of people see athletes the same way they see action figure dolls, like they're not even real people. Absolutely.
Right. They all think they're these non-playable characters.
Yeah. I forgot all about Josh Cribbs. He definitely was the face of the Browns, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. So yeah, but like I said, we'll discuss this. Hold on, he got one more coming in. He rolling in today. This is why athletes want to get the money early. No team discounts. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. And listen,
I that's something I will never understand it unless you're. The exception is trying to make it work with, bringing in someone that, again, from a salary cap standpoint, which is why I've always been against the salary cap, right? Because all it does is it protects the margins of owners and teams. So no matter what, they can,
of course,
that there's certain benchmarks that you can look at and say, worst case scenario where no one shows up and it's only corporate sponsored dollars from media rights, etc. We're still here. But if this happens, then we're here. That is nothing but to protect the product. And that's why, I've been a big advocate for promotion relegation within the United States as it pertains to soccer, and more so that things like MLB and certain other, sports go, potentially we can move towards removing that, which they never will. They'll increase it, but they won't remove it if it's already been put there.
Well, that's why we're here to do what we do. They'll keep saying it that way, and we'll keep saying it our way. That's right. Let's continue on with the gridiron. All right, let me throw this graph up there. You know what? Right quick, before I get the graph up there, Double J, were you able to make adjustments to it? No, not. It don't matter. Okay, I got it on my phone. We're gonna take a 30-second break, y'all. Don't touch that remote. We'll be right back.
It's Kate Cunningham, and you're watching the Shop Report.
It's Chris Murray, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Touch that dial. Stay tuned.
Max McKee, you're dropping in on the Shop Report.
Hi, I'm Mars Man. We're from Mercury Stadium, and you're watching the Shock Report.
Hey, I'm Billy Butler, and thank you for watching the Shop Report. Hey guys, I'm Les Norman, former Kansas City Royal, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Barbershop J, Quentin Hines, Super Bowl champion. I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm on.
Commander Brown, Detroit Rivers Belt Training, and I'm watching the Shop Report.
I don't know if we were back or not. Whatever it is, when I play the commercials on my end, it starts freezing.
That's because it take a while for the signal to get back to Dallas from Double J where he is back to you.
Oh, hell no.
Brother Rich going for a button record on the show today, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all right now. He told us before he came on, he was trying to go for 35. So if I cut the commercial short on y'all's end, my apologies. On my end, for whatever reason, I'm trying to time everything up because it's, timing is everything. But again, Double J, I don't know what it is either. It's freezing. It'll go click, 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 pause. Yeah.
Let it roll because it'll stop on its own.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah. Well, but that's just it. It started going and then it gets stuck. So I don't know if y'all back or we back or whatnot. Okay, well, when we go to the next one, we'll just let it play through. But anyway, let me throw this graph up here right quick because we will be taking another commercial break. Just go around. The more and more we do this, y'all, the more and more elements we're going to add to the whole thing. So we appreciate y'all, obviously, for joining us and staying with us. So just stay with us, y'all. We got a whole lot more on the table to come. All right, here we go. Right now, we're getting ready to discuss the top 5 players at each position. And these positions are linebacker, safety, cornerback, and defensive line. So let me throw this up here. All right. Now you all probably, WJ, can you widen that out for me? I don't know what you do over there, but
it's tough on the screen fit. Okay, they can see it. Remember that on their end, the users are going to see that front and center. That's all they're going to see.
Okay. All right.
And D-Runk, as an example, confirm it on your end that you could see that nice and clear.
I can see very clear on my end.
Oh, can you, Brother Rich?
Yeah, I can see very clear.
Okay. Well, let me read off the names because on my end,
the New York Giant is at the top of one of the lists.
Yeah. Got you. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna start the defensive line first, and here's what I mean. I'm gonna read the names. You all tell me if you agree with it, disagree with it, who should be added, who should be taken off, that sort of thing. We're gonna start with the D line first. This is again the top 5 players at each position post merger. Reggie White is number 1. Bruce Smith is number 2. Mean Joe Green is number 3. Alan Page is number 4. Aaron Donald is number 5. Brother Rich?
I see nothing wrong with that list at all.
You see nothing wrong with that at all?
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all, huh? Okay.
Here's why. Let me say this. Because as a person who's fairly new to the game, Reggie White has always stood for an emblematic figure at his position. And because his career, the reason I agree with that is because Aaron Donald probably will be further up that list, but he's still playing. He's still writing his record. And so we can't put him beyond Reggie White at this point. Reggie White has always been that penultimate figure in terms of that position and to what he's done. So I don't have any problem with that. The others, you can move them around. But number one, I deal with who's number one. Who do you have at the top of that mountain? Yep, I agree with that. Yes, absolutely. And certainly the only one I can say I'm not familiar with is the player from Minnesota. Page, I believe, is who you said.
Alan Page. Yeah, Alan Page.
That's the only one I'm not familiar with. The rest of them, I can obviously see it. I absolutely agree that they're in the right order.
Okay. I'm going to throw it back up here for a second. Well, Double J, go ahead. Who you got? Want me to read it again?
Throw it up there. Yep.
Okay, hold on. Let me throw it up there again. We're doing defensive line first, people. Defensive line first. Reggie White is number 1. Bruce Smith is at number 2. Mean Joe Green is at number 3. Alan Page is at number 4. And Aaron Donald is at number 5.
And now, wait a minute. Is that just for one division or no, it can't be.
No, it's the top 5 players at each position post-merger. We're just doing defensive line first. Hold on, we got a couple more comments. Yeah, Double J, Page and Mrs. Alva. He already on the loose, brother Rich.
No. I'm looking at it because I don't agree with the list.
Oh, well, okay. Well, this is why athletes want to get the money early. No team discount. Oh, we saw that already. My bad. The bottom of the list cut off at 5. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. Yeah, we appreciate it, D-Runk. Okay, that's all right. That's why I'm reading the names. All right, it's all good. He left another one. The defensive line list is cool. I can't think of off the top of my head anybody missing.
Right.
Yeah. And then Doc weighed in. He said, I agree with Bro Rich on this.
Yeah, how you can't deal with Reggie White is, come on, that's Reggie White for a reason.
They didn't call him the Minister of Defense like we call him Minister Brother Rich on the program. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking at this.
We talking 2 minutes.
Hang on a second. You're telling me Lawrence Taylor is not on this list? Oh no,
wrong line.
Oh my gosh!
Okay,
all right. Yeah. Page and
The Lucia.
I said defensive line.
The Lucia,
not linebackers.
Okay.
Oh my God!
All right.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
So wait a minute. So there's no love for anybody new.
Aaron Donald.
That's the new guy.
That's
Aaron Donald's the new guy.
Practice list, huh? All right, hang on. I'm trying to see this.
Double J. I don't know what glasses you're looking through right now.
Yeah, I don't.
Our host. I'm looking through our host's glasses. That's
you can't be. You can't be. I read the list. Yeah, I read the list on point.
Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna roll with it then because as far as that line goes, I'm trying to think of someone that would challenge it, but I'm.
Ooh, that's a good John Randall should be on there, but maybe I'm just biased. I don't know. That might be
who? Who do you take off of that? Do you take Mean Joe Green? I wasn't even watching football when Mean Joe Green was playing, but I know who he is and what he did and what that represents. Is it again? Who do you take up?
Yeah, they act like J.J. Watt don't exist, but okay, yeah,
he only exists before them guys.
That's the problem. Again. Deacon Jones, though, is maybe someone that should at least be considered, but did he have the accolades to replace someone else on the list? That's why there's layers to this. That's why I can't just spitball an answer on this because.
Okay, well then let me mention the accolades of each one then. Okay. Reggie White was a 13-time Pro Bowler, 8-time first All-Pro. Bruce Smith was 11-time Pro Bowler, 8-time first-team All-Pro. Mean Joe Green was an 18-time Pro Bowler and a first-team All-Pro. So maybe he should have been at number 1.
I look at guys
Alan Page was a 7-time Pro Bowler and a 5-time
what was Warren Sapp?
I don't know, and I'm a U guy.
He wasn't that guy.
What was Randy White? Right, Cowboys? Come on.
I wouldn't know.
And then Jack Youngblood would only.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Jack Youngblood was a linebacker.
Oh well,
For the
I thought
most
he was.
part.
No. I thought he played both. But all right, we'll go with that.
I thought you wasn't drinking a Lucia today, but we ain't gonna go for that. Okay, then we move over to linebacker. Let's throw the list up here again. These are the top 5 players at each position. Linebackers, what we doing now? Because we all kind of in agreement on the 5 defensive linemen. Yeah, just know.
Yeah.
Okay, we're doing linebackers now. Lawrence Taylor. Oh, let me throw the list back up here. Lawrence Taylor as at number 1 on the list. Ray Lewis is number 2. Jack Lambert is number 3. Derek Thomas is number 4. And Derek Brooks is number 5.
No.
At linebacker?
Honestly, I think if Patrick Willis didn't retire early,
I'm getting ready to tell you. What about Zach Thomas, maybe?
No? Oh, come on. No, absolutely.
Oh,
don't insult this list.
Okay.
You already heard how I feel about
well,
that.
I know because exactly. But I mean, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Here, ladies and gentlemen. No, it's not a headache. It's Lucia. Because this is the same guy that's a Pistons fan, been buying Pistons tickets before he was born, but think Rasheed Wallace overrated. But he's a Pistons fan. He's a Pistons fan.
Not what we said.
When I saw that on the thread, I could not believe I was reading.
He said it, Brother Rich. Oh, Michael Strahan.
Wow.
Ooh. Maybe in place of Alan Page, maybe?
Now I could see that.
Okay.
I might be a little biased.
Warren Sapp wasn't top 5, and I think he was a dog. Yeah. And as a U guy, I gotta admit that. Warren was a dog, but
he never lived up to the potential that he could have had he gotten himself getting in shape and being a serious football player.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, but he was a serious problem, though.
He was a serious problem.
He played at a high level. He never took a playoff.
But had he like Shaq in the sense that he had so much potential and he did well.
Yeah.
He could have went a little harder. Yes.
Yeah.
Had he gone as hard as his potential, as his talent would have allowed him to go, he could have achieved that list. Yes.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, but I'll tell you, ask Brett Favre. Was it Brett Favre on that crackback? Oh, I don't know. Y'all might want to go look that piece of footage up.
We know your bias because we know where he went to school.
There's
Cocaine University, so we know you have a soft spot for him. We understand.
I'm a U guy. Say what you want about him, but I'm a U guy regardless. Junior.
So is Marlins man, who's now on the
absolutely, Marlins man, absolutely. Junior Seau not being on that list is a crime. Yeah, Doc weighing in, he said no Urlacher. Oh no.
No, and I've been around Brian, but statistically, this is something we brought up. No, I was going to go Dick Butkus.
But again, we're calling on
Ray Nitschke. There's a whole bunch of dudes on here. This linebacker is rough to try to pick.
No, I agree with that. The only person on the linebacker list I agree with is Lawrence Taylor and Ray Lewis.
And Ray Lewis, yeah. After that, you could probably pick and you could probably
absolutely. You can definitely.
You got guys like Jack Ham from Pittsburgh. Like, I mean, it's there's Doc
said Teddy Bruschi. I don't know. You think Teddy?
Not drinking a Bruschi. Not drinking a Bruschi. Doc tripping.
Doc, you on the Lucia?
Put the Bruschi down.
I ain't mad at you on the Lucia. What'd you say?
No, I said he must be.
Okay. Hey, all right. Now we move on over to cornerback. So we pretty much kind of can say that about the linebackers, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. After the first 2, then you can pretty much throw in anybody. All right. At cornerback.
Welling, Suggs.
Let's throw the list back up there. At DB, Deion Sanders is at 1. Rod Woodson is at 2. Charles Woodson is at 3. Mel Blount is at 4, and Darrelle Revis is at 5.
No Night Train, huh? No love for Night Train.
I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you.
I look, first and foremost, I love Prime.
Oh, that's I've met
Detroit
Prime. Oh, here we go.
Come on.
No.
Double J.
Yes.
Don't
Oh,
go
here
there.
we go. We got to hear about Purdue
Dual
again.
sport
Double J. Don't go there.
You are, gosh darn it.
No, you think Karlaftis should be on this list too, huh?
No. Ron Woodson should be number one.
No, sir.
Oh, absolutely not. Oh, not on that Deion. Absolutely.
Come on.
Brother Rich, that was clickbait. Did you see his face?
That's why I was saying, don't do it.
Yeah, that was clickbait.
Don't go there. When I heard him say Prime, I said, no, please. He's going in. He's about to go Rasheed Wallace. He's about to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Richard Jefferson. He's about to go. He's scrubbed.
Yeah, he's going to say Xavier McDaniel was better than Sean Kemp. Yeah, he was going to say all of that.
He's about to go there.
D-Runk say Derek
Did I
Thomas
even
should
see
be on
him
that
put
list.
recently that Robert Parrish is in the same
Whoa,
conversation?
Wait,
was
Ronnie Lott on this list?
Was that slander?
Hold on 1 second. Ronnie Slott is a safety. We ain't got to the safeties yet. Slow down, Double J. Yeah, Paige and Mrs. Alva. My gosh, you know what? Your drinks is cut off. Your drinks is cut off after 12 p.m. This is getting outrageous. Can we read some of the comments here? They're coming in kind of fast. Derek Thomas shouldn't be on that list. Chiefs fan
agree.
Had to make it. Yeah, he would. Yeah, I kind of had a question about that too. Doc saying Regis should be higher. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Absolutely should.
Absolutely not. Over who?
Who?
Over Charles Woodson?
Maybe because he played in New Jersey. Maybe because the East Coast came.
Oh, okay. So it's a bias going. Okay,
what about Rondé Barber?
Well, as long as you're being honest.
Ty Law, Rondé Barber, with Ty Law.
No, Ty Law, absolutely not. And Rondé Barber either. They didn't call it.
Daryl Green.
No,
Yo, yeah. What? Did you just say no, sir, brother? Rick?
I said no. Not in the, we're talking about the list now.
Yeah, okay, but did you say that on national television? You just said that?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not.
We're talking about the list.
Regis Island for nothing. Yeah, okay, well, yeah, I'm with you. Aeneas Williams. What about Champ Bailey, maybe?
That's what I'm saying. Who
Yeah,
are we?
I mean,
hang on. If
Aeneas
we're in
Williams.
agreement with adding someone, who are we taking off?
That's what I'm
saying. Is there a
saying.
unanimous person that we would take
I know
off?
Double J would take off.
I'm good
Prime.
with no
I know he
face
would take
time
off
for
Prime.
me. I would say keep that list up, and I want to see who we can remove.
I know you. We know you want to take off Prime.
No. I never said that.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm shocked because that's what we do here. We say things that some people never said. That's what we do.
I don't know. Who would you guys want to take off that list? I don't know if I can.
Listen. Oh.
Man.
I would, me personally, I mean, my gosh. I mean, think about some of the names, though. We talking Lester Hayes, Night Train Lane, Mike Haynes, Daryl Green. I'm just reading off some just names here. Mel Renfro, Lem Barney. Let me see if there's any names, other names here. Well, I couldn't say who you would take off the list. I don't know. That you know what, that might have to be his whole. That might have to be his own show.
I mean,
Yeah, that's what I said. No,
really
was Champ Bailey on there? Nope, Champ ain't on there. Champ was a beast. Yeah. Doc said Mel out of here. Yeah, Mel Blunt can fall back for Champ Bailey. Okay, all right, okay.
Four-time Super Bowl winner, though.
Who was the four-time Super Bowl?
Mel was. Like, this is where I think they're.
What about Eric Allen?
Was great, but this is where we.
And then I'm gonna put my boy. You know, I'm gonna put one of my boys on there. One of my boys.
Oh,
the best of one.
Here it is. Why not?
I'm putting one of my boys on there. I mean, I'm one of the first guys I seen bump and run. I'm trying to tell you, bump and run. I'm gonna put Frank Minifield on this list. My own list is what. Are you serious, brother? Rich,
over them?
I said on my list. I said my list.
On your list.
But brother Rich, you had a New Jersey bias. I can't have a Cleveland Browns bias. Come on now. You better go watch the footage of that San Francisco game in 1989. Yeah, when the Browns won on the field goal over Jerry Rice and Joe Montana, them 49ers, they came to town. Minifield got in Jerry Rice's. Yeah, okay, yeah. Don't what? Man, that's when the bump and run was bump and run, baby. Yeah, we got a couple more comments. He said, Doc says a team game. Mel didn't do it alone. Oh, yes, we know that. Yeah. D-Runk said, no Richard Sherman. Absolutely not. No, Richard. Richard is on the Sherman. He's drinking Lucia with Double J. All right, we're going to throw that list back up here. Okay, so pretty much the cornerbacks that's a toss-up. That's an all-day debate, so to speak. But I don't disagree. Let me see here.
With the exception of one that's on there.
Let me get it back up here. So with the exception of who? Deion Sanders?
Absolute.
I'm going to say with the exception of Deion Sanders and Charles Woodson.
Look, I'm sitting right next to
a
signed Charles Woodson bottle, but I can't. He can't. You can't move him.
You can't move who?
Those first three. They have to remain in there.
Okay. So then the last two, Mel Blount and Darrelle Revis.
How much does Revis's career being in New York and not getting thrown at? I mean, yes, it was Revis Island, but he started getting torched towards the end of his career.
He was 100 years old. You can't hold it against the man.
Yeah, I'm not.
But because even like Jalen Ramsey for many years was untouchable. Remember, pulled up with local Ipsy native.
Prime time is number one. Yeah, no question.
Brinks truck.
Doc said Reeves not going nowhere. Yeah, Doc. Yeah, he is. If you go through the list of defensive backs, and I don't know if you want to do like a defensive back history thing, work your way up, or if you want to go back from maybe the early 90s up to now, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can find somebody.
How many I got to see, because like, for example, like Rod Woodson was an 11-time Pro Bowler.
No question.
Ronnie Lott was a 10-time Pro Bowler.
But we're talking about cornerbacks.
Woodson was only a 9. 9 times. And Deion was 8, and that's why I'm.
Why are you mentioning Ronnie Lott? He was a safety. He moved over to corner at the latter part of his career.
Yeah, but he still qualifies.
He played 2/3 of his career as a safety, man.
He's on the next list we're about to do right now.
He better be.
I don't know. It's the end of his career, fam. He can't keep up with them young bucks. He's talking about Darrelle. Okay, yeah. And then lastly, for our top 5 players at each position post-merger, it's the position of safety. Yeah, exactly.
Man, Sean Taylor better be on that list. This ish is null and void for me.
Who?
Sean Taylor.
He's on there.
Ronnie Lott is at number 1. Hold it. Stop the presses. Hold up.
Oh, hell no.
I know y'all not giving no Kane no love. I know, not y'all two. Not y'all two. Not these two right here. Unbelievable.
We go with actual facts.
That was one of my favorite players.
What you mean?
What you mean?
Any other time I mention a Kane's name, you know what I'm saying? It's straight
BAMF.
Yeah, I don't know. What's that spell? Lucia? In Jamaica? I don't know. I'm just trying to
you don't want me to spell that.
Oh,
the
yeah.
acronym
Please,
needs to stay that way.
Don't, yeah. Yeah. D-Runk said that too. Yeah, Ronnie Lott was known as safety. Okay, let me go back to it right quick and throw that list up again. Hold on. Let me throw the list up again. Ronnie Lott is at number 1. Ed Reed. Shout out to my man, Ed Reed, baby. The U. Y'all see it? No, y'all can't see it. So let me do it. Let me do it for you right here. The U. Ed Reed is at number 2. Troy Polamalu is at 3.
Oh, heck. Come on.
Well, you know they're gonna put Polamalu up there somewhere now. Come on now. I find it interesting that it's a Pittsburgh Steeler on every one of these listed at every one of these positions. That's real interesting.
Where's Jack Tatum?
I wonder if Troy Polamalu is 3. Brian Dawkins is 4. Oh, did you? Oh, hey. Oh, what did you just say?
I said Darren Woodson.
Oh, did you? Now, when he mentioned a Dallas Cowboy player, the room gets quiet.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Man, get on out of here with that nonsense. I see what this is. It's a CON.
It's a list.
It's a CON conspiracy is what it is.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? While you and TJ was in the thread talking about y'all going to space, I don't know, on the new version ship or whatever it is. I don't know. Yeah. You keep drinking the Lucia, you're already there. Paging Mars. Anyway, Ronnie Lott was known as a safety. D-Runk said, where's Steve Atwater? He said, this might be a hot take, but Brian Dawkins was better than Troy. You know what? I have heard more than a few people actually say that. And here's their basis for saying that. They said Troy Polamalu was his position, but he played in and around the line of scrimmage a lot. So he was more like a linebacker, but undersized linebacker. But in coverage, you could get him. So, and the people that made the case about Brian Dawkins, they said he could do just the same amount of stuff at around the line of scrimmage as could Troy, but was better on the back end, far better than Troy. And that's the case they made for him. And I couldn't argue that. I don't knock Troy, but I don't knock BD either. And that's a good point.
I need the list again.
Oh, here, you know what? I'm cutting your mic off. Mrs. Alva, would you please come take his drink? He's squinting over here. Oh my God.
Trying to see this darn list.
Yeah. Oh, I'm reading the list to you. What are you talking about? Let's throw the list back up there. Ronnie Lott is at 1. It is the safety position now. Ronnie Lott is at 1. Ed Reed is at 2. Polamalu is at 3. Brian Dawkins is at 4. Ken Houston
should be higher.
Is at 5. Yeah, because actually
should be higher. And I would say Paul Krause is another name that should be in here. I'm sorry, Polamalu at best is a 5 for me. And Dawkins needs to go. I would say Larry Wilson would be more. Yeah, just.
And who is Larry Wilson, mind you?
Oh, stop.
Who is Larry Wilson?
What do you mean? Obviously, the safety blitz king. I mean, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Who has? I was going to say he has 52 interceptions. I think somewhere in the 50s. But Krause is the one who has the all-time leader.
Yeah, I think Krause. Correct. I think Krause played for the Vikings. Mm-hmm. Doc weighing in again. He said, "I got Dawkins over Polamalu."
But Washington as well.
Oh yeah. He played in Super Bowl 7. Was it 7? Well, the Dolphins beat the Washington Commanders 14-7. Maybe that's where I'm getting the 7 from. I'm not sure. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we are going to go into something Double J, Brother Rich, and TJ's favorite network had to say about one of my favorite players back in the day. Don't y'all go nowhere.
Before we do that,
oh my gosh.
Well, wait a minute. We do need to give some love here to gosh, hang on, it's slipped in my mind.
Cue the Jeopardy music.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, when we come back, we'll give Double J an hour or two to get to Lucia, and you know what I mean. And we'll get to that comment too in a minute when we come back.
No. It was Len. Oh yeah, it was. Now I remember, came back to me. Len Dawson obviously is in hospice. So I wanted to say Purdue, of course, but obviously on his way out, Super Bowl 1 against Bart Starr. There you go.
No, it was not Super Bowl 1.
I thought it was.
No, Super Bowl 4. The Chiefs beat the Vikings. Yeah, that's when they was matriculating the ball down the field.
No. Super Bowl, well, they lost, but
the Chiefs played in Super Bowl 1, but Len Dawson was not the quarterback.
Are you sure?
My question is, why do we care about any of this?
Because he went to Purdue, right? That's why we getting ready to go to a commercial.
It's Kate Cunningham, and you watching the Shop Report. It's Christopher, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Touch that dial.
Bryce McKee, you're dropping in on the Shop Report.
Hey, I'm Billy Butler, and thank you for watching the Shop Report. Hey guys, I'm Les Norman, former Kansas City Royal, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Barbershop Jay, Quentin Hines, Super Bowl champion. I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm on.
Commander Brown, Detroit Original Training, and I'm watching the Shop Report.
All right, we're back. Now we move on to don't drink no more of that. Oh my gosh, Brother Richard, I'm trying to tell you. Boy, the shenanigans on this thing is really good. They getting out of hand. Yeah. Now we move on to something. Brother Rich, Double J, TJ, and a few other folks that might be watching y'all's favorite network. Oh, we got one more comment. D-Ron said Darren Sharper was a dog too. Yeah, in his prime he was. He was. I don't know if he would be on that list though. He might be on the top 10 or top 15 list. That's what they should have did. Maybe.
You know what? We should have did that. We should have taken that top 5 and then threw in 5 more.
Okay.
See that?
All right. You know what? You on a 2-drink minimum from here on out. That's it.
Well, you should have got the best of TJ already. That's
Double J. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who delivered it. This is like the movie Life. One of y'all shouldn't have been delivering nothing. I'm trying to tell you. Put it back in the case. Why does Espen, S-P-E-N is how I'm spelling it, feel the need to keep with the tomfoolery? And I had to check and double check and recheck and check again. And they actually said this. According to Espen, they say Ray Lewis is the greatest linebacker ever. Not the greatest middle linebacker ever, the greatest linebacker ever. Your thoughts, Brother Rich? Say ain't none.
On the face of it, it's a silly argument. We know that because
okay, gotcha.
This is how we know that, because when you think about football in NFL football, to a man or woman nowadays, you have to say, Lawrence Taylor's name comes up
off the rip
in terms of his impact, what he did, the standard he set, and mind you, this is a young man who was doing this at the height of the city of New York's popularity, and he was a phenomenal individual, athlete, individual, celebrity. He was functioning at a high degree, all while battling a drug problem, but performing on the field every Sunday, where we didn't, if watching the game, you couldn't know that. You wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
And his performance stands above and beyond anything that we can think of in recent memory. When you think about football, certainly in the New York area, Lawrence Taylor is who he is emblematic of that Giants helmet and everything about the franchise and about the NFL. Now, I don't think you can make the case for Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis certainly had his run. He did what he did, but the idea of Ray Lewis comparing to Lawrence Taylor, I don't see that.
I do, and here's why.
Hold it. We know why you see it. You got to stop sipping on this program.
No. Because you know what? It is brains versus brawn. When you ask,
serious now?
No. Let me see this. Listen. Let me stop you right there. Before you finish that comment, I'm going to send you a copy of Lawrence Taylor's autobiography. Do not say that about Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor, listen, Bill Belichick said it, Bill Parcells said it. Go look up the tape. They said Lawrence Taylor was one of the most, even his coach at North Carolina said it. He was one of the most cerebral players to ever play the game.
Look, I'm not taking away from that. However,
what are you talking about brains over brawn?
Because he was much more powerful hitter compared to Ray Lewis.
Okay, that's different. That's different than the brains over Brown, though. Yeah, he much. No, I don't even know that. But yeah,
you can ask Peyton Manning, and he's on record, and he's not alone. Even Brady has said the same thing, that was really the only player that they ever went against that they felt like could not only knew what they were going to do, but they actually had to literally alter everything they were doing down to the last second, because his intelligence level was that far beyond anyone else's.
You're not telling me anything. You're not telling me anything I already didn't know. He was like that at Miami. Okay,
but that's what I'm saying. It's not to take away from one versus the other. Again, I'm talking from an attribute to attribute. Intelligent both were, clearly. You don't have that level of success, sustained success, without having your head on a swivel and being able to use it. But in terms of just being the respective masters at their craft, that is why that's the only legitimacy in having that discussion at all. because of how far beyond they were versus really
man, let me explain something. Let me explain something to you again. I'm getting ready to repeat it and be redundant, which is what I don't like to do here on this program. We're going to get to y'all's comments here in a second. I am a staunch Miami Hurricane football fan since 1981. Schnellenberger, prior to his arrival, the University of Miami football team.
Yeah, they stunk.
It was worse than stunk. It was worse. It was worse than that.
I know the history, and I know that he went.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No,
yes,
you don't
I
know
do.
the history. No,
oh,
you
yes,
don't know
I
the history.
do.
No, you don't know the history. No, you don't know the history. Come on now.
He went
don't
into
do
areas that others.
He went into areas. Obviously, the other coaches wouldn't go to. But when I say they stunk, I'm talking about they didn't even have 2 fans at the stadium. They couldn't even get nobody to draw the lines on the field. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't know their history. Okay, please don't do that.
Notice he's a fan after.
What you mean? What you mean?
Well,
81 was the first year. 81 was. I was already a fan. 81 was the first year that Schnellenberger came in. What are you talking about? Anyway, I'm not. That's clickbait too. Anyway, yeah, I'm not about to go down there. I'm not about to go down that road. Double TJ. You know what I'm saying? That's what he acting like right now. But anywho, unlike some people on this program, I can tell you about my favorite team or player or whatever it is and tell you the truth about them. Having seen Lawrence Taylor at college and through the pros, having seen Ray Lewis and college and through the pros, and I'm biased Miami. I'm not picking Ray Lewis to be the best linebacker. That's look at that word, Brother Rich, that word choice of words. If they would have said best middle linebacker, I probably wouldn't even brought this to the platform today. But they said best linebacker ever. They did that intentionally. They had to. That's why we're discussing it. It's nowhere in the world. And I got mad respect for Ray. I'm not about to call him uncle. I got mad respect for Ray, and then what them boys down there did it to you. But ain't nowhere in the world Ray Lewis is the best linebacker ever. And I seen Lawrence Taylor. Absolutely not. We're gonna get to some of these comments. Absolutely not.
Fact.
Let's see here. What are you saying? D-Runk saying, speaking of defensive players, y'all see that Akeem Talib video? No, I ain't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to see it. I think Lawrence Taylor's the greatest player of all time. Yeah, the only argument for that would be Jim Brown. But I'm with you in that Lawrence Taylor story about how the quarterback couldn't find him on the field, so he called a timeout and LT was on the sideline. Absolutely, thank you.
Yeah, but you have to also understand that there were 2 different types of defenders.
Thank you.
That 2 different. One was an on ball and one was an off ball. So
Lawrence Taylor played everywhere depending on what. Are you serious?
Yes.
Man, Lawrence Taylor was an edge person. Primarily he was. But you could put Lawrence, like Danny White, you could put Lawrence Taylor anywhere on the defensive line. And he was a problem.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
I'm going to say this about Ray Lewis.
On ball.
But I'm going to say this about Ray Lewis. What you can say about Lawrence Taylor that you cannot say about Ray Lewis, most of the time, Ray Lewis had somebody in front of him that would eat up blockers, making it clean for him to get to where he had to get to. Not a whole lot. Lawrence Taylor they had 3 dudes trying to block him and he couldn't do it. He still was getting to the quarterback. Come on, man. Ray Lewis ain't ever have to deal with three offensive players trying to block him.
That can be made.
What do you mean? That is the case. You got 3 dudes and 3 dudes can't block.
I'm trying to give you some legitimacy to the argument because there really isn't much. Again, that's why I'm pointing to the only few strengths is that on ball versus off.
Okay, Ray Lewis was not better than Lawrence Taylor. No, he was not.
In those, if you want to split hairs on those 2
I'm not splitting hairs. I'm trying to tell you, Ray Lewis wasn't better than Lawrence Taylor, and that ain't splitting hairs.
Facts.
That ain't splitting hairs. That's turning the TV on. I'm trying to tell you
but
that
that's
right
why
now.
I'm saying because it's not really an apples to apples discussion.
I'm
not debating that.
Listen, I'm just saying based on what Espen said, it's not debatable. Lawrence
they're
Taylor.
regularly wrong anyway.
Well, right.
Oh, exactly, right. You know what I'm saying? As long as they got
they won by getting you to talk about it, which is disturbing.
No, they didn't. They ain't no more no less than us talking about Purdue for an hour. Yeah, like you said.
I can't help that they're on the list a few times.
Yeah, right. Rich Karlaftis should be. Yeah, Rich Karlaftis. Yeah, right. He should be on the top 5 defensive list over Alan Page.
Now watch what they do. They had 5 sacks in that preseason game, though.
What did he say here? D-Runk waiting again. I don't even think Lawrence Taylor and Ray Lewis in the same building when it comes to greatness. Thank you. I'm saying that. I bet you TJ wouldn't say that about his boy.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Anyway, but I'm gonna read off a few names since they say Ray Lewis is the best linebacker ever. I'm gonna read off a few names and you tell me, could you possibly insert somebody else other than, we're gonna leave Lawrence Taylor off the shelf, okay? Because that's not even a question. But when it comes to Ray Lewis, Von Miller.
No, come on.
I said I'm just reading off names, okay? So you're saying no. You're saying no. Say no to the Lucia at a time or two. Yeah, right. Pedialyte. Yeah, anyhow. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, get your electrolytes back up.
Yeah.
Lance Briggs.
No.
Now, here's a name that most people might not be familiar with, but I am. Played in the 70s with Steve Bartowski. Tommy Nobis, Nobis for the Falcons.
I don't know anything about.
Yeah, you got to look him up. No. Nobis was a bad boy. He used to wreck shop. But you had to look him up. But yeah, Tommy Nobis. But we're gonna set him to the side too. Levante David. No, you don't think so, Brother Rich?
Nope.
Okay. What about Wilbur Marshall? No. London Fletcher.
Doesn't move the needle.
Hold on, Brother Rich. I know you're not shaking your head, no, Double J, when you're a numbers guy.
What are you asking? Should he be in the Hall of Fame? I told you I compared him to Ray Lewis.
No, I'm saying his best ever. If they could say Ray Lewis was the best ever.
No.
Okay, not the
Wait.
best ever.
Hang on a second. Did I misunderstand? Okay. I thought they were trying to just compare that they were great.
No, they said Ray Lewis was the best linebacker ever.
No,
oh yeah, that's how we know you've been on the Lucia. Yeah, he been on the Lucia. Brother Rich, we've been on the air for an hour. He been on the Lucia
you're
for an hour and a half.
You're talking about London Fletcher as the GOAT linebacker? Come on.
I didn't say GOAT. Best ever. I didn't say GOAT. I don't like that term. Okay. Robert Brazile, HBCU alum. No. Luke Kuechly.
No. Stop. Get serious.
Okay. What about Nick Buoniconti?
Get very serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is going on here?
What about Sam Mills?
Okay, time for him to go eat.
Okay.
Time to go to dinner.
Terrell Suggs?
Time to go to dinner.
Seriously.
Patrick Willis?
Definitely dinner time.
Brother Rich, are you serious?
He did his own.
You're calling names, none of which move the needle. So you say that's a great player, that's a good player, but the greatest linebacker ever. When we've already mentioned names like Lawrence Taylor and Ray Lewis.
But I said we're gonna leave Lawrence Taylor. We're leaving Lawrence Taylor out of it. We talking straight.
We're gonna say Chris Spielman next. Come on, man.
We're not gonna say Karlaftis. I'll tell you that. What about Willie Lanier? No. Sam Huff? Ted Hendricks? Derek Thomas? Chuck Bednarik?
Dinner time on the West Coast.
Derek Brooks? Ray Nitschke? Jack Ham? Jack Lambert?
Sorry.
They're all great.
Dick Buckus?
All great.
Okay. All right. I was just throwing some names out there. I just wanted to see. We got a couple more comments. One here, he said, no, not Lance Briggs. D-Runk did. He said, also, as a St. Louis Rams fan, I would love to put London Fletcher up there, but nah. Okay.
Nah.
He said, all right, let's get serious. Bobby Wagner?
It's great, but not.
Oh, and you know what? Now that he mentioned Bobby Wagner, going back to the safety deal, what about Kemp Chancellor?
Yeah, but not great enough. I mean, we're
Cam Chancellor should have been on that list. If you said Sean Taylor should have been on the list, Cam Chancellor could have been on the list. No offense to my man Sean Taylor.
If we would have did a top 10, like I was suggesting, I think yes, it definitely would have been up for discussion. But that's the problem. You're talking about number one overall. These guys are all varying between 5 and 20.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. So it's LT.
I
Then
mean,
it's everybody
where's
else.
Patch? We didn't say Patrick Swelling, who has well over.
Yeah, we said Patrick
sacks.
Swilling. Yeah, Ricky Jackson. I remember the Saints quartet. They have 4 linebackers that you couldn't do. They give you problems. Yeah, they give you problems. So like I said, it's Lawrence Taylor, then it's everybody else. Sorry, Ray, but you ain't the best ever. Not in my opinion. And I'm a Kane fan. I'm the U baby all day, every day. Anywho, we're gonna move on to top receiving leaders from the past decade. And here's what I find interesting about this one. Even though you all can't see the whole list, shout out to my graphic designer people here over here up north. Cooper Kupp is number 1 on the top of this list, right? He got 1,947 yards. Stephon Diggs got 1,535. Excuse me. Michael Thomas, 1,725. Julio Jones is next, 1,677. And the number I'm reading obviously is the yardage. Antonio Brown, he's on this list twice. And Julio Jones, actually. Antonio Brown did it in 2017 with 1,533. Then Double J, you cool over there? You all right? You need my brother?
No.
Get the black hoodies and come up there. I mean, well, okay, I ain't know what was happening. Then you got Antonio Brown, I say 1,533. Then you got T.Y. Hilton, 1,448. Julio Jones in 2015 again with 1,871. Antonio Brown in 2014 again, 1,698. Josh Gordon in 2013, he had 1,646 yards. I'm surprised, but I did not expect to see him on this list. But Calvin Johnson in 2012 is still number 1. He had 1964. The year my Browns and my grandpappy's Browns won the championship. Shout out to Calvin Johnson. Shout out to Calvin Johnson for putting up the numbers, you know what I'm saying, to represent the Browns national championship, baby. Yeah. I just found that to be utterly amazing. This Calvin Johnson been retired since Double J before Double J started drinking Lucia.
No, I knew Calvin.
What that got to do with you? I'm making a point about his, and I'm making a point for him to have been retired for how long and to still be at the top of a list of guys who's still playing. That's remarkable. See, he's gonna tell me he knew Calvin. This is what I'm saying.
Wait a minute.
Oh hell! It's time. Yeah.
Did you see what?
It's night. Doc said, "Where's my man Mike Evans?"
He's never had a season like that.
Yeah. D-Ron said, I used to tell people Josh Gordon was going to be better than Calvin Johnson. Whoa.
Speaking of Lucia.
Whoa, I don't know about that, D-Ron. D-Ron, I was looking for a fastball. He threw a slider. You know what I'm saying? At the knees. Woo, I wasn't expecting that. I'm just saying, I thought it very, very remarkable on Calvin Johnson's part. Just goes to say how cold he was, man, at that position. For him to have been retired, how long has he been retired, Double J?
Since about then. I was going to say no later than 2014. So it's been about 7-8 years.
This dude been retired for darn near, a decade. Now we Cooper Kupp is at 1947. Cooper Kupp just won a Super Bowl 10 minutes ago. And we saw the kind of performance he put on in the bowl and off for all year. And he broke some kind of records too, I think, or something Cooper Kupp did. You know what I mean? But for Calvin Johnson to still be holding the top spot and then been retired for almost a decade, man, that's beyond incredible. I'm just here to tell you. That's beyond incredible. We got one more comment coming in here. And hear what he say. Nobody could lock up Calvin Johnson, not even triple teams. Absolutely.
But here's one thing that you should.
But hold on, though. I'm surprised. You know who I'm surprised is not on this list? Randy Moss.
He hasn't played in this decade.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to see if you was there. Okay, I'm glad you're back with us.
But
you had some lucid.
Here's the thing. There was questions. Would Stafford actually allow him to pass Calvin in that last game?
Man, oh my! Who? That sounds like a question from Stephanie and Espen.
No, I'm telling you, there was legitimate stuff out here this way.
No,
that he did not want Kupp.
Matt Stafford he ain't stupid. If it listen here, if it had been a situation where the game was on the line for them to win it all, or whatever case, and the record was in jeopardy, believe me, he would have been throwing it to him. The heck with a record, and you trying to win a Super Bowl. Who would have cared whether Cooper Cop broke Calvin Johnson's record, but Matt Stafford lost the Super Bowl? That's all folks would have been talking about. Matt wasn't going. He wasn't trying to do that.
But look at that. Stafford was with the top 2.
Okay, that's fine. And again, but you called him Pat Stafford.
Right. Patford.
Okay, whatever the case may be.
As on full display here.
Whatever the case may be, he was being disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Conspiracy theories. Yeah, thank you. And that's what we get here. Especially when TJ and Double J get together. We get conspiracy theories, man on the moon, Lucia. It's a combination. Just be going down. You know what I'm saying? Up there on Mars. If Stafford did that, he a real one. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? Barry Sanders did that because he didn't want to break Jim Brown's thing. You know what I mean? He could do that because he was on his way to retirement. But man, come on, man. Cut me in and cut it out. Stafford ain't doing nothing crazy like that. I don't believe that. Not that tall. And then lastly, for our gridiron segment, we got the top 10 NFL rosters. Can you all see the whole thing? The Dolphins at the bottom. Okay. Then we go from top to bottom. I know Brother Rich is really not gonna like this. The Buffalo Bills. I mean, you all can say what you got to say.
Ridiculous. But keep going.
Oh my gosh, the Bills are at number 1. This is per Ben Linsey. If you all not familiar with Ben Linsey, you might want to check him out too. Pretty good writer, by the way. Let me see. Doc, man, Double J's hate for Stafford is unreal. Doc, would you tell the people that again? Here's a guy who got season tickets, been a Detroit fan before he was born, and said Rasheed Wallace is overrated and Matt Stafford was garbage. That is unbelievable.
That is not
but that is what you said. True. Oh, that is what you said. And then on top of that, he pays to go see him every week.
No.
Unbelievable. Bucks and Rams should be above the Bills. Yeah. Doc said the Chiefs should be above the Browns. Brother Rich, from this list, who you got a problem with and where they at? Oh, let me read it off right there.
The Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, brother.
And the Green Bay Packers, to be quite honest with you. The Buffalo and Green Bay. I got problems with that. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to read it off here for all of my folks out there. Buffalo, obviously, at 1. Tampa Bay is at 2. The Chargers at 3. You don't got a problem with that, bro, Rich?
Absolute facts. I got a problem with that. Yeah.
Okay. The Rams are at 4. The Rams should be above the Chargers.
That's my point. That's
and
why
the Bills.
So if you ask me who should be number 1, how are the defending Super Bowl champions not number 1 or 2?
Not number 1. Yeah. Chiefs should be. Oh, we read that already. Okay. Oops. Sorry for that, y'all. Brother Rich, where should the Browns be at? Your favorite team?
3.
Absolutely not.
3.
Absolutely not.
The Browns are better. The Browns have a better team than every team on there, perhaps other than the Rams, and because of Brady and what he brought to Tampa Bay. Bay. That's those are the only 2 teams I see that I would put above the Browns right now.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. I knew you. I had a feeling you was gonna make that case. All right. I won't argue with you that. Then the Chargers. Okay. And you say the Packers. The Packers should probably be below what? Kansas City, maybe.
Absolutely, it should be number 10.
I can't believe they're there.
Yeah, what are they doing there?
They have Aaron. They have the peyote Aaron Rodgers. And maybe the spirits of the wind.
Yeah, but we're not ranking top NFL quarterbacks. We're talking about teams.
Bro, Rich been drinking that Alva Special. I see. I don't know, Doc. Yeah, sound like it, Doc. We're not. You're right. We're not talking top quarterbacks. You're right.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, brother Rich, that's a good point. That's a good.
We're talking teams here. We're talking roster.
That's what I'm saying. He's got Earth, Wind, and Fire, and now they must be on.
This was 4th of September. It was a day I'll always remember. Oh, my bad. That's the Temptations. Okay, yeah. Why are the Eagles here then on this list at all?
Well, offensively. And I told you, on the defensive side of the ball, last year they were pretty stout. They still had big play Slay. And then offensively, they added, of course, the receiver from Tennessee. So they're and then the running back room is half decent too. And so that's why I said it's a make or break year for Jalen Hurts, which first preseason game, albeit preseason, looked okay. Looked like things were going in the right direction. But Green Bay, I just don't understand for the life of me.
Speaking of okay, looking okay in the preseason, they ain't saying nothing about Baker.
When Baker lightweight the game.
Baker, yeah, well he lightweight balled out too. Lightweight balled out. He had one drop. I forget who was that dropped it, but other than that, he was 9 for 10 or something crazy. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, okay, I got you. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Brother Rich, where would you put the Bengals at? Are they where you think
they're where they belong? Right there, right where they are. They're in the right place.
You wouldn't put them in place of the Packers? Joe Burrow?
Absolutely
Jamar
not.
Chase?
The Packers don't need to be on the Packers shouldn't be on this list.
Honestly, I'm with Bro Rich on this.
Imagine that. Oh, that's kind of
I don't get it. Someone in the comments, by all means, educate us.
That comes as a shock. D. Runk weighing in again. He said the Saints roster not being on there is crazy. Yeah, that too.
Well, this is a very good example of how much.
Doc say relax. It's the preseason. Bacon and Panthers are going to be trash. Yeah, I know. There are no way the Chiefs and Bengals got a better roster than the Saints. So yeah, let me go through this again. I'll read the rest of it from my phone here. The Dolphins are at 10. The Chiefs are at 9. Should the Chiefs be higher?
No.
Again,
we're not rating a quarterback. If we're rating quarterbacks, then that's a different conversation. But we're talking about the Chiefs have lost a lot of players, and we're wondering now, are they about to go through their own little transition?
Yeah, because the title of it, the guy did say top 10 NFL rosters. Right. So in that perspective, then maybe Buffalo should be one, Brother Rich.
Stop it.
I'm just saying.
Did D Gully put this list together?
No, D Gully didn't. Oh, that's a shout out to this. Oh, wow. That's a shout to D Gully. Shot across the bow. We got another comment here. Chiefs lost Tyreek Hill and Tyrann Matthew. Oh, they lost the Honey Badger?
Yes.
I didn't know they lost the Honey Badger.
Yeah, and he was upset at them on Twitter and talking about them, saying he's happy to be down in, I think he's in Miami now or something like that. Yeah. They've lost a lot of.
Yeah, I know Tyreek Hill is. Where's the Honey Badger, Double J? I didn't know the Honey Badger was gone.
Where he signed with? Let's see.
Did he sign with the Saints?
That's what I thought, but yeah, he's with the Saints. That kind of is our point here, D Runk's point at least, that roster outside of, again, love for Jameis
he went
whatsoever.
No,
and remember that defense was already phenomenal last season, despite the quarterback issues, with the injuries and such. So this list is bothering me, specifically with Green Bay. You could pull Green Bay out. You could have arguably put New Orleans in that 5 spot, and I don't know if I would have really argued it that much.
In that case, I would have put the Saints at, Brother Rich say put the Browns at 3. Then if you add in the Saints to the list, I'm moving the Buccaneers up to 1.
Facts.
I'll put the Rams. Facts. No, I'll put the Rams at 1 and maybe the Bucks at 2.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And maybe the Browns at 3.
Yes.
And the Saints at 4. The Bills.
What about what about the Chargers?
Well, the Chargers can go 4. They could go 5 or 6 for me. Because they might have the top roster, but I mean, it's on paper. The other teams on this list, for the most part, have proven why they would be on the list of top rosters.
Yes.
Is what I'm trying to say. I have yet to see what the Chargers can do, except blow leads analytically. Dude be on the sideline with 17 seconds left. 3 + 5, carry your square. Man, would you just go out and block somebody? Go get me a yard, man. This ain't Pythagorean theorem. You know what I'm saying? Doc weighing in again. They need to show Winston some love. He was balling before he got hurt. Yeah. Doc say again, I'm putting the Saints in and taking the Packers out. And then D-Runk, hold on, let's see what he. One more. Michael Thomas, Marshawn Lattimore, Jarvis Landry. Oh, that's right. I forgot they added draft. Oh, Chris Olave, James. Whoa. Okay. He naming names now.
You.
Cameron
And Michael
Jordan.
Thomas may not even play again. I don't know. That dude.
Oh, man, he naming names. Okay, I see what you doing. He naming names. He dropping names on here. So then they got to go higher then. They're not going in at 3. Brother Rich ain't having that. He said the Browns. They not his grandpappy's Browns, but these Browns got to be at 3. Okay, so we're just going to leave the third 3 spot alone. Then it's either, dang, maybe you could put him in place of Buffalo, maybe. So we're looking at maybe the Rams at 1, the Saints at 2.
No, sir. How are the Saints at 2 over Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? What kind of list are you doing, sir?
Okay, all right, okay.
How do you not credit the GOAT? Let's be honest. Now, whether we don't deal with GOATs, quote unquote, on this program.
Okay, I got
you. In terms of the modern day history of the quarterback position, how do you say that Tom Brady and what he has put together is not? Where are you going to relegate them to?
Well, because Gronk ain't there no more.
But Tom Brady is.
Okay, all right. So you saying Tom Brady is the roster? When they said top NFL rosters, they was talking about him.
And we build around him.
Okay,
and we said, let's go play some football.
Okay, all right. So Doc said no. Bucks at 1, Rams at 2. Since we speaking in terms of roster, I got to put the Browns at 3. Okay, all right. Okay, so we'll leave it there. Browns got the best roster in the league to me after the Rams.
Can't disagree with him.
Okay. Well, I'm not surprised at that either. Saints are top 5, but not over Tampa Bay. All right, that's fair. That's fair. But then while we at it, before we wrap things up, let me get who's the AFC, NFC rep in the Super Bowl this year, Brother Rich?
The Browns. The Browns.
I don't even know why I even asked that. Let me give myself a button. You know what I mean? I don't even know why I asked that. I walked right into that one.
You asked.
Double J. Who we got AFC, NFC rep in Super Bowl this year?
AFC. As long as they figure out comparable, David Bell comes back healthy and a comparable replacement at center.
Yeah, they're going to need him back healthy because Anthony Schwartz is about to be off the team.
Oof.
Yeah, he's about to be off the team because he done dropped way too many passes. But that's another thing. People so focused on speed. Now, what he ran in the 40 at the combine, I mean, it was blazing. But my question has always been for them people who love to talk about first and foremost, man, he ran a 4.44 in the 40. I said, but can he catch at all? And obviously, and he was a burner at Auburn, but he can't catch. He was a punt returner too, so I don't understand why his hands are so mush right now. But he didn't show he can't hold on to the ball. So what good is the speed if you keep leaving the ball at the other team's 10-yard line? You know what I'm saying? There's a turnover. Got another comment. So go ahead, Double J. What were you gonna say? Oh boy. Oh man. Wait till I show this comment here.
I knew somebody was coming with the Cowboys. I knew that's what
he said.
Wow. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You don't understand the Cowboy victory.
D-Runk is a plant. He's a plant. That's a plant. Yeah. That's your burner
big time. Yep.
That's your burner account. Yeah.
Absolutely not. D-Runk, Doc, since y'all weighing in, give me y'all AFC, NFC reps for the Super Bowl this year. Double J, who did you say? You didn't say nobody. You see how he keeps sliding up to the side, Brother Rich?
I said Cleveland.
Cleveland and who?
I'm going to go Tampa Bay. I think to go get
Tampa Bay. That's who it is. Cleveland and Tampa Bay.
Oh, wow. Y'all really jumping out the plane at 50,000 feet with no parachute today. D-Runk, Doc, if y'all still on the wax, you know what I mean, weigh in. Who y'all got in the Super Bowl this year? I don't have the Browns. I'm telling you that right now.
What a shocker. Breaking
I don't have
news.
the Browns. Are the Browns? Oh, okay, my bad. I missed my cue. Anywho, I'm not saying that they're not capable of winning it. But I think all of this nonsense surrounding my dude and the whole situation, and him probably having to be out 8 games, that right there. I like Jacoby Brissett. Who's the backup behind him? Ben Hogan? I'm just saying somebody from the Little House on the Prairie. I don't even know the guy's name. I'm just saying. That position, that's a big drop off from Deshaun Watson. And I ain't even looked at the schedule yet. And you know the AFC North is still one of them things where we don't really count on the Steelers, but somehow, some way, they usually always find their way in the mix at the end.
I don't know if you've seen either. You know, this is what's really frustrating about them. This is why I said
absolutely. Cowboy. Oh, that's right. He did weigh in. My bad, D-Runk. Yeah, Cowboys Chargers. I was waiting on Doc. He said he coming here like Stone Cold. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
And we're going to remind you every time they get further and further away. You know, we'll have to throw you right in the kettle with our host.
They who? They who? Who's they?
Your Cowboys.
Yeah.
Man, listen, if it ain't the Miami Hurricanes, it ain't nothing for me to talk about. I wasn't going to even make a prediction. That's what I'm making prediction. It's going to be the Miami Hurricanes and the Browns in the Super Bowl. That's what it's going to be. How about that? I don't care nothing about the NFL, man. We just got done talking about race norm and all that kind. I'm just here to do a show. I don't care nothing about the NFL, man. Believe me when I tell you, man. Please, man, cut me in and cut it out. When the
sounds just like an owner.
Hey,
let me just like an owner.
Yeah, I do. I own 8 hours of work at the United States Postal Service because that's where I'll be at on Sundays. Either the Bucks versus the Bengals or the Rams versus the Browns. Doc, what? Bucks versus Bengals? I don't know, man. The Bengals offensive line, they still got offensive line troubles. You know what I'm saying?
But with Pittsburgh, that's what I was saying. Mike Tomlin, man, he doesn't get enough credit. Like Hall of Fame coach, honestly, because if you look at just statistically and how they played.
Hurricanes and Browns, darn on right. That's what I said. Yeah, statistically, he don't care about the NFL because his Cowboys stay losing. Who's
right.
Cowboys?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Doc.
I don't care about the NFL because really, Doc, it's time for your break, man.
He's on the boat with Jerry.
Let me get the supervisor on the phone.
Win, lose, or draw.
I know you're not talking. Every week we got to hear about Purdue when Purdue keep losing to Appalachian State. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, you know what? I was there for that game.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
True story.
I know you. I know you was there for that game. You know what I'm saying? You was tossing them back too.
Michigan App State.
We got one more comment we're gonna get in here before we get on out of here. But they made it to the Super Bowl with them same sorry linemen. LOL. Yeah, they sure did. That had a lot to do with Joe. Well, that trio he got at wide receiver and tight end. This ain't nothing to play with. You know what I'm trying to say? Well, we'll see what's what. You know what I mean? We'll have some new stuff for y'all this Wednesday. Oh, and then last thing too, we got a couple more Sundays right before NFL season. Then that's it. We will be strictly Wednesdays from here on out. And on that note, it's been fun. Oh, excuse me. And on that note, I'll leave you with this quote. Excuse me. Patience is the one virtue that unlocks all the others. Remember? Absolutely. It's been fun, but we got to run. Don't forget to check us out until football season. Every Wednesday and Sunday at 8:05 on the PM side, right here on the yard, y'all. Or you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the shop's fan page, and of course YouTube. But make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, the little bell, ding, 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 the ice cream bell. I don't know. We'd be much obliged. Yep, and give us a subscribe. Would you please? Thank you. I appreciate it. And if that don't work, y'all can Google it for my man's Be Rich, Double J, TJ, D-Runk, Doc, and all those who follow and support us. We say thank you. I'm Barbershop Jay, and you've been listening to the Shop Report. And remember, the next time y'all want to know what's going on, man, come to the shop. Walk-ins are always welcome. Holla.